December 8th, 2020. It's Tuesday, back at the regularly scheduled time. That's right. This is the night that me, your boy Mo, and the Big Brain break down the current UFC event, Draftkings edition. We're going to give our leans on how we're thinking one way or another. Mostly break down the Draftkings side of it. And then Friday, when we're talking hands, that's right, 9 p.m. Eastern. That's right. All this Central Eastern talk gets you confused sometimes. 9 p.m. Eastern, me, Brady, the VPP Vice President Preston, and the El Jefe Presidente. That's right, Jeff Slaughterhouse. We will be joining, breaking down, giving our final looks, our final plays on UFC 256, Figueiredo versus Brandon Moreno. This one right here, Draftkings edition. Before we get started, let me slide it over to the Big Brain himself. Looks like a brand new man, feeling like $1 million trillion bucks, son. You're looking 10 years younger than the last time we seen you. How you doing tonight, Brady?
I'm feeling good, man. Really needed this haircut. I've been saying it for like a month and a half. Like, I need a haircut bad. And then I got COVID and then couldn't get a haircut, but finally was able to get one. Feeling good about the card. So last week on DraftKings, I was able to get first place, but I shared with literally like 200 people and I lost money while getting first place. Isn't that something? But hopefully, yeah, it was because it was like an 8-fight card, but hopefully the card stays intact here and hopefully another takedown, but this time not sharing it with 1 million people. That'd be nice.
Ooh, beautiful. How many fights do we have canceled so far,
bro? There were 3 canceled, but they added 1, and they're thinking about adding another one. They're thinking about getting the Leech, another opponent. So we have to might be looking at that for Friday.
Oh, beautiful. We might touch on that one that is added, but it's not on DraftKings yet, right?
It's on DraftKings. Yeah, they just added Torres 8,900.
Okay, nice. We got a young whippersnapper popping in the back. Hey, if you want to jump in on some DraftKings talk, bro, just turn your camera on. Let me know. Okay, slide back. Okay, hey, young Billy Briz coming through in the clutch. Appreciate. Hey, good looking out, brother. Good looking out. If you want to jump in, if you got anything to throw anytime, Billy, you're always welcome in. So let's not dig too much into it because if you are watching this live right now, we will be going live. Brady, you're more than welcome to jump in if you want to, but I'll be sliding over with the boys. We'll be covering the Cowboys game. Cowboys are going to get swamped by the Ravens, but, hey, ride or die, bitches. So that's right. All this is powered by PSR, Pub Sports Radio. Shout out to y'all. If you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification. Also, if you could take the brief time to hit that like button, that helps us out. It shows YouTube that you enjoy what we got going here. So, and also, guys, if you could share this link over there, right where you got that thumbs up, hit that share link, copy that bad boy, send it to your social media accounts, copy it, take it to your phone contacts, send it to one person. Hey, and you'll be doing us a favor. So let's dig into this card. First fight on the card, we got Jacare Souza coming in minus 110. Kevin Holland coming in minus 120. What you think about this one, Brady?
Yeah, this is the fight on the card I'm struggling the most on because it's just such a tough fight to call. I see people really confident either way. And yeah, so Holland was a bigger favorite, and now the line's closing. And I actually think the line's going to flip by the time it's fight time. I think Souza is going to be the slight favorite by the time the fight's going to happen. Just the way that the line's moving here. And it's weird, man. Souza's 40 years old. He's 2-3 in his last 3 fights. Of course, he's been fighting the best of the best. And I think Holland is taking literally probably one of the biggest step ups in UFC we've ever seen ever. Like going from Charles Ontiveros, the guy he fought last time, to Ronaldo Souza. Like, this is the biggest step up I've ever seen. So I don't know. On the feet, it's going to be Holland all day. He's going to have a 9-inch reach advantage. He's going to have a 2-inch height advantage. He's going to throw double the output. Souza, the guy who's really slow. Holland's going to be much faster. So on the feet, it's Holland all day. It's just what's getting me is what happens when Souza takes Holland down, or does he take Holland down, which I think he could. We haven't seen Souza going for many takedowns as of late because of the guys he's been facing, Jack Hermanson, Jan Blachowicz. So I think if he wants to take Holland down, he really could. Holland has a 53% takedown defense. We saw Darren Stewart take him down a couple times, land some good ground and pound as well, and that's just so concerning. So I think this fight should be lined to pick him. Right now, I'm just going to go with Kevin Holland. As of now, this might change, but just for the youth, for the reach advantage, for the output. But if Souza takes Holland down, I'm going to be sweating, especially if I bet on it. But I think the smart move is just to pass. But on DraftKings, I'm going to have a lot of this fight. Kevin Holland, the last 2 times, I think he was at 8,200. He's absolutely went off. And I think that he can definitely land a knockout shot. Souza's been knocked out before, or just like rack up a ton of volume. But Souza at 8,000, I think he's going to be less around. If he does get a takedown, he can have a lot of success. But man, this fight is tough to call. What do you think about this one?
Oh man, this one's a pretty tough one to call as well. I mean, it could go either way, man. Just like you're saying with Jacare, he could come in. He could, he's not really known to level change, shoot for a double, chain grapple to a single, be slick wrestler type. He's more of a get into a clinch, outside trip, get you off balance, find his way. Even if you take him down, he's like, okay, cool, I'm about to sweep you and get on top, or I'm going to sub you from the bottom. The only thing here that's stopping me from just saying just boom, just especially on DraftKings being a mid-tier, 8,200, 8,000. I could see Holland racking up decent volume. You know what I mean? Staying at range, using his long punches. Jacare doesn't throw a lot of volume anyway. He looks still that jab, big overhand. Maybe a 3-punch, maybe a jab cross hook. But he's more of an old school striker looking to take what you give to close the gap, to get in, to clinch and take you down. If he does get him down, the only thing, so to backtrack, the only thing, like Holland does seem to kind of, when he gives him the clinch, he likes to play off his back. So that's something that I'm a little worried about. Like, he's going to entertain the jiu-jitsu, and I don't want him to entertain at all. Like, don't even entertain at all, bro. Like, keep your range, keep your jab cross, stay away. It's a small cage. We got to worry about that with Jacare. My pick's going to be Holland right now. And on DK, I haven't really checked it all out on DK, but just looking at it right now, Holland's last 4 fights, we got Ontiveros, scored 109, Stewart in a win. He's on a 4-fight win streak. So it's Stewart 67 in a win in a decision. Buckley got that KO TKO round 3. He scored 105. Hernandez round 1. He scored 107. So in his last 4, he's all scored above 100 except for Stewart. I think this is going to be another one of them performances. And at 8,200, nice little mid play. The play is Holland right now. So we got 58 people in here. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us on this Tuesday. If you could take the time, hit that like button. If you're new, hit that subscribe, that bell notification. I'm going to scroll up to the top, show some people some love real quick. Brady, I'm sure I think we got some brand new haircut comments in the comments over. I think people are liking your new look, Brady. So we got Big Rex Lee in the building. Rob Sears, Jason Torres says that haircut has happened. That's right. Big Justin Jr. out there. Check Justin Jr., the MMA genie, out. You can find him. He's a 13, 14-year-old Errol Hawani up-and-coming cat. So check Justin Jr. out. Shout out to you, brother. He loves the cut as well. That was Billy Brisbane sliding in the back, taking care of stuff in the clutch. We got Big Bill Withers out here. BSP, Big Show Picks, loving the haircut. Also, boys, BSP is taking control of the Twitch account. That's right. We have a Twitch account on Pub Sports Radio. If you are a Twitch user, or even if you are not and you want to support the brand, go to Twitch. I will put that in the comments right when Brady's breaking down the next fight. If you could go there, put that, copy, paste that, go to your web browser, wham, boom, bam, hit follow on that. I know that I will appreciate it, and if I appreciate it, then I know BSP will appreciate it. We got Big Johnny Cardone out here in the cut. I see you, Johnny Cardone. Shout out to him. You can find him on Higgins Podcast, HIGGNZ. That's right. Higgins Podcast, him and Higgins, they touch on a plethora of stuff. They rock with us, so we rock with them. We got a nice little preview Friday that I think you cats are going to like. So shout out to you, Johnny. We got Big Danny Sayho, Benjamin Martin. We got Micah Bell in the building. Shout out to you, Michael. X Jensen. Big Micah Bell always coming through. I'm a little under the weather, brother, but we coming through. Benji, don't you worry. Flores, that's right. Shout out to you, BP. Shout out to you, BP. Oh, we got Don't Ask, Don't Tell coming in with a dono. Shout out to you, Don't Ask, Don't Tell. You get a double bicep flex on that one. Shout out to you. If you want to be like Don't Ask, Don't Tell, you want to throw a little super chat, boom, down there by the comments, hit the money sign. You can $1 to whatever. It's all goes back to the calls, all goes back to the channel. So we super appreciate it. Jack Attack out here in these streets. Trans Canada out here. We got a Canada out here, straight from Canada. Aldo Estrada, Big Ron. So we got the crew out here. We will keep y'all in the loop throughout the night, so don't worry. I'll keep throwing y'all some love. So shout out to you. Let's get on to this next one. On this next one on mybookie.ag, we have Billy Q coming in, your -160 favorite. He is facing Gavin Tucker. The comeback on Gavin Tucker is +130. What you think about this one, Brady?
Yeah, I'm really excited for this fight. I think if Ferguson and Oliveira wasn't on this card, I think this fight right here would be fight of the night. And just because of the style of both guys, really, especially on the Billy Q side, I'm really high on Billy Q. I have been for a while. And what I like about Billy Q is just how tough this dude is. He has been finished before, but it was really early in the fight, and it was a couple of years ago. But other than that, he's shown like crazy toughness, and he throws tons of volume, throwing and landing 7.5 significant strikes per minute, which is a ton, with a 71% accuracy as well. And that's just his striking. Like his ground game is legit as well. So I think he has multiple paths to victory in this fight. And just watching tape on Gavin Tucker, I mean, he looks pretty good. He looked really good in that Janes fight, although he did get rocked and almost finished in that fight. Was able to come back more so on the Janes kind of slowing down side. Ended up finishing Janes in that fight. And watching tape on Tucker in the Rick Glenn fight, like he got dropped by Rick Glenn. After that,
he got beat up by Rick Glenn, bro.
He got murdered, dude. He got murdered in that fight.
Beat the shit up. Dude made Rick Glenn look like a boss.
Exactly. And this is the funny thing right here, and this is what is leaning me towards Quarantillo. In that fight, Rick Glenn took down Tucker 4 times, and I looked at some of the stats, and I think Rick Glenn only has 4 takedowns in the UFC, so that's just a huge red flag to me. He was able to take
down on Rick Glenn for a couple fights, like he did. Like I lost a little bit of money on Rick Glenn because I wasn't high on Gavin Tucker, but I thought he was skillful. You know what I'm saying? I thought he had skills. He has nice technique. He has some wrestling, nice leg kicks. He looks like a fighter. He looks the part for sure. But then Rick Glenn beat that butt, boy. So, no, go ahead, man.
No, it was crazy, man. And so Tucker has bounced back ever since then against Duho Choi and, like I mentioned, Justin James. But I think Quarantillo would destroy both of them. And just in the fight, I think Billy Q has like multiple paths to victory, whether it is getting takedowns. But even then, like if this is on the feet, I'm going to favor Billy Q just by throwing a ton of output, just by being a very tough guy, just by having the better cardio as well. You notice in a lot of Billy Q's fights, he kind of battles some adversity in a lot of the first rounds, ends up coming back and just dominating the fight towards the end, getting a late finish. And I don't know. I like Quarantillo here a lot. Tucker averages 3.67 significant strikes per minute compared to Quarantillo's 7.5. And on DraftKings, Billy Q is probably going to be one of my highest owned fighters personally. 8,500. I think he can do it with volume alone. I don't necessarily see a finish. I can see Billy Q getting maybe a 3rd round finish. I don't see anybody even getting submitted here. Both guys are really good black belts, but I definitely can see Quarantillo getting takedowns, having success on top. And in the standing, I think he has success there as well. So Billy Q all day for me here.
Nice. So I'm looking at DraftKings. We got Billy Q coming in at 8,500, a nice little mid-tier play. We got Gavin Tucker coming in 7,700. You know, on the upper tier of the dogs. You know, if Tucker comes in and if he can establish some kind of takedowns, let's take a look at what he's done in the past couple fights. We got Gavin Tucker. His last 4, he's won 3 of his last 4. He fought Janes last time out. He got a win. 3rd round sub. He scored 108. Choi, 3rd round sub. He scored 103. He lost to Rick Glenn via murder decision. He scored 12. And then Cecilia with a decision 63. So looks like if he comes out and he's attacking, you know, Choi, he got 5 takedowns, so he can get the takedown. But will he go for the takedown? I don't know. But at 7,700, if you think that if you're on the side that you think Tucker has a chance to win, I don't think that he's a bad play on DraftKings. Me personally, I think Billy Q is going to win. I like how he fights. You know, he just seems like pretty high fight IQ. You know, he probably would have lost that fight against Spike Carlisle, but he got up because Spike's an idiot and got up at the end of round 1 or round 2 with like 10 seconds left. And he was smart enough to know I need to get up. And he ran across there and knocked dude's block off and stole that round, which in turnaround It went to a decision. It was close, so that possibly could have won him the fight. Last time out, Nelson, he got 105, Carlisle 76, and 139 against Kilborn. At 8,500, can he meet quota? Yeah. If I'm going to play one, I would be more likely to take a stab on Tucker. I don't really know. What do you think about Billy Q on DK?
Man, I think he has like some crazy output, and if there is some scrambles, if Tucker does take him down, I can see some reversals. I can see Quarantillo getting takedowns himself. So yeah, I think I can hit it, and I think especially with the small cage as well. I do want to mention Quarantillo does have a 4-inch height and reach advantage, which I think is going to be huge there as well. So yep, I like Q a lot.
Nice. Ron says, am I taking Dallas in 8.5? No, sir. No, sir. I get enough heartbreak by them. I don't need to lose money off of them too. But I will tell you what I am taking. I am taking that over 4.5 sacks total. I threw a little half a unit on that because Dallas, their 2 tackles are hot garbage. So I expect some sacks in this game. So that's the one play that I am playing right now. And speaking of that, you can catch me sliding over here right after the game. The boys are going to be going live as soon as the game starts. The stream's already set up, so you can go over there. I mean, you can see the stream is set up right now, Dallas versus Baltimore. I will be sliding over. Brady, if he has time and he wants to come slide over, he is more than welcome. So, yeah, be sure to rock with us and slide over there with me whenever we are done here. So, next up on the card, we got, oh gosh, this one made me throw up in my mouth a little bit, bro. Chase Hooper coming in the -390 favorite on mybookie.ag, facing Peter Barrett. The comeback on Peter Barrett is +315.
Yeah, I mean, that line makes me puke a little bit as well. And it kind of reminds me of the Levitt big favorite last week, but it did end up working out, ended up slamming Matt Wyman, knocking him out there. But yeah, the same thing here. Chase Hooper, really one-dimensional. And I was, in his UFC debut, I was ready to fade the dude. I mean, going against the bad Tamer. Tamer showed some awful fight IQ. He hurt Chase Hooper on the feet, ultimately messed around with him on the mat. Hooper ended up finishing Tamer in that fight. And in the next fight, everybody was on Hooper. I mean, the line was getting wider and wider on Hooper. Hooper was everybody's favorite bet. And Alex Caceres went out there and stuffed some takedowns and showed everybody that if Hooper's not able to get this to the mat, man, is he not great. And he's still young. He's 21 years old. He's still improving, so he still has tons of time, and I'm sure he's going to make those improvements. But man, -400. I mean, I just don't think that's right. But watching tape on Barrett, if he gets taken down, he's going to get subbed. I mean, he puts himself in so many bad spots. He's been submitted twice. Yusuf Salau was not able to submit him, but Yusuf Salau almost submitted him like 5 times. And if Hooper's able to get him down, which he probably does, he's probably going to submit him. But I'm definitely not laying the -400. And the 9,300, that's a ton, man. I mean, if he's not able to get that first round submission, he's probably not going to pay off. And it could be close. If he's not able to take down Pete Barrett, it's going to be a close fight. So I don't know. Don't know what I'm doing yet with this fight, but I really don't love that 9,300. As for 6,900 for Barrett, I mean, if he can stuff takedowns, he can have a lot of success. It's just, can he? From what I saw, his takedown defense isn't great, and his submission defense isn't great. So the pick's Hooper, not laying the -400, and I'm not so sure about the 9,300 as of yet, but I think there's some upside there. But he has to get that early finish.
Yeah, no, before I dig into it, guys, if you need a book to bet on, mybookie.ag, use code PUBSPORTS on mybookie.ag for a 50% bonus on your cash deposit. It must be a minimum of $99 and 100% bonus on Bitcoin deposit, minimum of $100. So if you need a book to bet on, mybookie.ag, code Pub Sports. This one right here scares me, man, because of Hooper. You know, I mean, it's just plain and simple. I mean, dude's a joke now. Go out there and look and see how dude was his last fight. I haven't even rewatched it yet because I don't want to regurgitate my food. You know what I mean? It's just disgusting. In a grappling scramble sense, dude's a good grappler. But if you don't entertain that and you can keep away and don't grapple with him, like as in, because he's not really going to level change and in open, like in the open mat. You know, it's more of he's going to try to walk towards, take whatever you got, because the kid does have a chin on him. He can take a hit, you know what I mean? So he's going to walk forward, take whatever you can give, try to grapple with you, try to tie you up, pull guard, some kind of some kind of outside trip, something like that. That's his game plan. and he just has never really just looked the best. So and that line is sickening. You know what I mean? That line is sickening. So I'm not mad at anybody that takes a stab on my man Barrett right here. Barrett's not that good though. You know what I mean? He has decent leg kicks, decent power. He has some high school wrestling, so he can stop some takedowns, but it's just his fight IQ is not that good. I think he'll probably end up entertaining the grappling like a dummy, and he'll probably end up getting subbed by Hooper. He's been subbed by lower level people than Hooper as far as jiu-jitsu wise. So I can see Hooper snatching up a triangle with them long legs, or a guillotine, snatching that neck, something like that. I don't know, him getting in a clinch, pulling guard, something like that, and snatching them. So the pick is Hooper. Stay away from it on every level as far as betting. Don't throw him in your parlays. Don't do nothing like that. Brady, don't you let me dare hear you Friday talk about you throwing Hooper in a parlay.
No, right? I'm not. 0% chance.
All right. Thank you, sir. So,
yes, sir.
But yeah, so the pick here is Hooper, but it's just because I got to pick. Just because I got to pick. You know what I'm saying? But that might change by Friday. So make sure you're rocking with us Friday, Talking Hands, 9 p.m. Eastern. Next on the fight card, mybookie.ag, we got Sergey Spivak coming in, pretty decent favorite, minus 235 on the books against Jared. How you throw this one out there, Brady?
I think it's Vanderaa.
Vanderaa. I haven't done any tape on this one. I take that back. I watched the highlight tape and I saw a bunch of leg kicks. That's all I saw. So I don't have a hard pick one way or another. This Friday, Talking Hands, I will have my final prediction. So we got Spivak coming in, minus 235. The comeback on Jared is plus 195. What you think about it, Brady?
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be the most exciting fight in the world. Two heavyweights going at it. Vanderaa, watching tape on him, he's very slow. He's very low volume, doesn't throw much. And a lot of people hate on Spivak. I actually kind of like the guy. He had a really good performance his last time against, what was that, the Felipe's guy, against, you know what I'm talking about? Felipe. Yeah, the Felipe dude. And yeah, he did really good in that fight. It was really close, like the first couple rounds, but ended up taking him down in that third round and landing some ground and pound. He wasn't able to get him out of there, but still, it looked really good in that fight. And in this fight, I just think he's the better all-around fighter. I think if it stays on the feet, he can have success there. I think if he wants for takedowns, he can have success there. Was not able to see like much tape on Vanderaa stuffing takedowns or nothing like that. I did see that he lost by submission, I think twice, but was not able to access that tape, which would have been nice. But I do think if Spivak can take him down, he can have some success there, whether it's ground and pound, maybe finding submission. At 8,800, I think it's fine. I think there is some upside. But this is a heavyweight fight, and as of late with the heavyweight fights, we've seen some low volume. We've seen the underdogs pulling it off as of late. So I don't know, maybe Vanderaa at 7,400 can pull off an upset. I do want exposure to this fight. I want exposure to both sides because it is heavyweight. Both guys hit really hard. Taking a look at the finish rates here, Spivak has finished 91% of his wins, and Vanderaa has finished 91% of his wins. So I say there's pretty good odds for it to probably finish here. So Spivak has been finished once by knockout by Walt Harris, and Vanderaa has been submitted twice. So, yeah, I think this could finish. Probably decent low ownership because nobody really knows these guys, especially on the Vanderaa side. So, I will have some exposure, but I don't think it's going to be the most exciting fight until there is a finish, though.
Nice. Yeah. Until I go watch more tape, I just know how Spivak fights pretty much. He loves to clinch. He loves to try to press you against the cage and make it sloppy, likes to dirty box. Decent leg kicks, can take you down if he gets on top. He's real top. He has good top pressure, good transitions on the ground, good knee slices through stuff, looks for a lot of head and arm chokes. So Vanderaa. So the stuff you watch on him, how is his takedown defense? How is his ground game? How is he going to do whenever Spivak is holding him against the cage looking for a takedown, because you know what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for, and I couldn't see in many instances where people try to take him down. I saw him get takedowns himself. I saw his top game look really good, but in the fights where he got submitted, I wasn't able to watch those, so I really don't know. So, but Spivak's wrestling is really good. He averages like 3.5 takedowns. He has like a 50% takedown accuracy, so I wouldn't be surprised by the slightest if he was able to take Vanderaa down here.
True that. We got 62 people in here. Appreciate y'all for rocking with us. UFC 256 Figueiredo versus Moreno. If you could share this link, boys, to your social media, to your contacts, whatever. Hit that like button as well. Let me give a little shout out to the people we got in the chat. Scrolled halfway up. We got Jack Attack. We got Danny Sahal. What's up, good brother? You can catch him on the Ravens Cowboy game after this. BP still in the building. Big show out here. John out here. UFC betting experience. What's up, boys? We got Justin Jr. still out here. Shout out to your brother. Big Ron Burgundy out here. We got James Boone out here, boys. Big Camera Schmurda. What up, good brother? Aldo Estrada out here. Skywalker DFS. Guys, be sure to go rock with Skywalker DFS on YouTube. He breaks down all sports DFS edition. He's an affiliate of the brand. So shout out to you, Skywalker. Big Z's MMA. Shout out to you, Z's. Also, go check out Z's on YouTube. Great capper. Goes into detail, has good tape study videos, all that good stuff. Z's is the man. So go find him on YouTube as well. Z's MMA. Shout out to you, Z's. Thanks for rocking with us, bro. Let's see here. Let's keep it rolling. Let's see. Anybody else new? Well, want to Joe the Beast out here. What's up, Joe the Beast? I like that one. No problem, Big Sky. Thomas Hewitt out here. What's up, bro? I see you out here. Robot Chicken Wings out here. That's right, good brother. What's up, man? So we appreciate y'all for rocking with us. Hit that like button. Hit that share link. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. Next up on the card, we got Daniel Pineda coming in -160. The comeback on Cub Swanson is +130. What you think about this one, Brady?
Yeah, this fight should be really fun. So Daniel Pineda spoiled a ton of parlays in his last fight. What?
Maybe fight of the night? Well, no, we got Tony on the card.
I mean, yeah, if Tony and Oliveira wasn't on the card, then yeah, it could be fight of the night. But we already know what the fight of the night's going to be. But yeah, like I was saying, like Pineda spoiled a lot of parlays his last fight against Herbert Burns. Herbert Burns came into weigh-ins, looked awful. He had those sunglasses on, so I would try to tell people to stay away. But it was really a popular pick there. But he looked really good in that fight. He really did. His striking looked really good. He was able to take down Herbert Burns, land some really good ground and pound. And just watching tape on Pineda, the tapes before he came back to the UFC, because remind you, he was in the UFC in like 2013, 2014. He's been on a solid win streak. And the two fights before the UFC, they turned to no contest because he did pop for PEDs. But still, in those fights, he looked really good. He was able to knock out an undefeated guy in like 20 seconds. And the dude's dangerous. And I will throw this out here. This is a play I do have, and I really like this play a lot. So a lot of money is coming in on Pineda, and I do expect the line to get wider as the week goes on. What I did was bet Daniel Pineda inside the distance at +140 because, listen to this. So Pineda in 27 wins, all 27 of them, he's finished them. All 27, 33% by knockout, 67% by submission. And Swanson has been submitted 6 times, and he's been knocked out once as well. So I think that inside the distance prop is just way off. +140, you're turning a -160 favorite into that +140 there. And as for DraftKings, Pineda's probably going to be one of my highest owned fighters. I mean, the dude, all he does is finish. He doesn't know what winning a decision means. It's not in his vocabulary. So all in Daniel Pineda here. I think Cub Swanson 1-4 in his last 5 fights. He was able to beat Kron Gracie, but in that fight, I just thought Kron Gracie's striking was not great. And I thought Swanson left a lot of openings I think Pineda could take advantage of. I think Pineda can go for takedowns here. And if he gets on top, like Swanson makes a lot of mistakes on the mat. So I think Pineda wins here. And Pineda, 35 years old, the dude looks like he's in his prime. Like, this is the best we've ever seen Daniel Pineda. And I know it's weird saying that at 35 years old, but it's true. The dude's been looking good. Cub Swanson, he's on his way out. 1-4 in his last 5 fights. He's been looking awful. And he's coming off an injury as well, an injury and a layoff. So no reason why I don't like Daniel Pineda here. And on DraftKings, I'm going to be having a ton here.
Yeah, man, this one was a little bit more tough for me. I did do some tape before we went live today. A couple of fights I did watch was a couple Cub Swanson. I did watch some. I did watch Mr. Pineda's last fight against Herbert Burns, and yeah, man. I mean, dude does look like a stud. Dude walks forward. Daniel does. He has big hard leg kicks. Fast hands. Like, he doesn't throw big combos, but he is real fast with that jab overhand. And he caught old Herbie a couple times, like big time. And he also is an ace on the ground. I mean, he's legit on the ground. He can get sweeps on legit people like Burns. He has real real good top pressure. And I believe his fight against Burns was coming in on late notice, and he had the better cardio of the two fighters.
Yep.
So he was doing stuff like throwing the crucifix on old Herbie, smashing with elbows. Dude is violent. And, Brady, his brain works in like numbers and calculations and shit, right? Not mine. He said 33%. So let me hear, because Papa Mo did take a couple notes.
Hey, I like it.
So we got Pineda coming in 27-13, 2 no contests. That his if his calculations are correct, that is 18 subs and 9 KO TKOs. So my man loves the guillotine. I mean, he will guillotine your neck off if he can snap city, if he can snap your head down, throw a guillotine on. If you shoot in for a double, these are the type of people that you got to watch out for. He will snatch your neck and take it home. So big ground and pound. The only thing is man, it's Cub Swanson, man. His footwork and stuff didn't look bad. I liked his style against Mr. Gracie, but it's just what I didn't like was Crone cracking him. You know what I'm saying? And if fucking Pineda cracks him, we're talking different here. You know what I mean? Than if Crone cracks him. And Crone was cracking him. I did like from Cub how he was working the body. I did like his lateral movement left to right. But just like somebody said in the chat, we will go up here. He's coming off of ACL surgery. You know what I'm saying? He's coming off ACL surgery. Cub tore his ACL in a BJJ type tournament. So he's coming off surgery. Surgery these days is pretty good. So it's probably not going to affect him. I don't know. I'm gonna go Pineda, but I think Cubs kind of live, I guess. You know what I'm saying? On a card that I'm on a lot of favorites, because I don't pick for coulda, shoulda, wouldas. You know what I'm saying? I pick on who the fuck I think is gonna win. And I don't care what the line is. If I think they're gonna win, that's what I'm gonna say. I think probably Pineda ends up getting it on the ground. Cub is a black belt, so I think he'll negate a sub. I think Pineda will just beat the shit out of him probably for 3 rounds. Something like that. I don't know. Do you think that Cub can take what Pineda's going to bring?
I don't think so, man. I don't. He leaves a lot of openings. The dude's been subbed like 6-7 times.
Ooh, all right, big brain. No official way it's getting done for me yet, but Pineda is the old Pineda and boy himself. Daniel Pineda is the pick for your boy. So shout out to the chat. I see y'all over there. Next up on mybookie.ag, we got some people call it the people's main event, Brady. We got Mackenzie Dern coming in the -190 favorite versus Virna Jandiroba. The comeback is +155. Do we smell dog alert, Brady?
Yeah, I smell dog alert here for sure. And the line's just crazy. And in this fight, like, it seems like it should be a straight pick 'em. Like, both these fighters are very good grapplers. And Mackenzie Dern, I do want to point out some stats because I think this is really important. Mackenzie Dern needs to get most of her fights to the ground. I don't know about this one, but needs to get most of her fights to the ground. She averages 0.39 takedowns per 50 minutes with a 7% accuracy. 7%, that's literally the worst I've ever seen. And she has a 0% takedown defense. So the wrestling is literally not there. But how does she win her fights? Her opponents make bad mistakes. I mean, I think Hannah Cyphers was able to take her down or something for some reason. And then I just remember Cyphers on top of her, landing ground and pound, getting subbed a couple minutes later. And then in her last fight against Random Marcos literally said in an interview, "I'm not going to take Mackenzie Dern down." What does she do? Mackenzie Dern slips. And Marcos goes on top of her. And right at the moment, I'm like, yep, Marcos gets submitted. And what happens? She gets submitted. So, like, her opponents make so many bad mistakes. And I like this fight for Jandiroba here. Like, Jandiroba is a legit grappler. She is very good on the mat. And she's a good wrestler as well. She lands 5.5 takedowns per 50 minutes with a 50% accuracy. So I think if she wants the takedowns, she can get them here. And she has finished 81% of her wins by submission compared to Dern's 67. And on the feet, there's not much footage of Jandiroba striking much. I mean, her striking is okay. But mostly what she does is gets those takedowns and she gets on top. But from what I saw with her striking, it's ugly. But I mean, so is Dern. So are you telling me if this fight stays standing for 15 minutes, Dern's going to look minus 190? I really don't think so. I think this is going to be a really close fight if it does stay standing. If it does go to the mat, I don't think Dern's going to take down Jandiroba. Dern has zero wrestling. On the flip side, I think Jandiroba can take down Dern. It's going to be playing with fire, but I think Dern has the grappling to stay out of trouble from Dern. I think, but man, this is such a close fight. I'm going to take the dog at that dog price. That favorite line of Dern is just crazy here. So give me Jandiroba here as a dog pick. I'm going to keep waiting for that Dern money to come in. That Dern money is going to come in. People love her. People love betting on her. And if I can get a good price on Jandiroba, I'm definitely going to take the shot. But man, this is going to be a good fight. I'm really looking forward to see it. As for DraftKings, Dern 8,700. I'm going to pass there. She's going to need like a first round submission to get that. She's not going to submit Jandiroba. At least I don't think. Jandiroba's never been submitted. And Jandiroba 7,500. I actually like that. Don't think she's necessarily going to get a submission or nothing, but she can get takedowns, advances, some strikes on the mat. So the picks, Jandiroba, and I actually really like that dog pick. But yeah, Dern's going to be a really popular pick this week, as always.
Hey, we're on the same page this week, man. I'm on Virna as well. And talking about Virna striking, I mean, the reason we don't really know because she doesn't play no games, dog. Exactly. She comes in, throws one or two shots, looks for the takedown, looks to grapple. And with Dern, I could see Virna coming forward, looking for the takedown. Dern just kind of rolling with it, thinking once I'm on my back, I'm going to be able to sweep this girl. And I think Dern probably does have better jiu-jitsu, but I think Virna's probably stronger, and she, has a couple things in her toolbox that, she's going to, try to get in half guard, sit in half guard, try to, maybe pound her out from there, maybe slide to side control. She has to worry about Dern getting her butterfly hooks in, getting a sweep. I'm with you. I don't see Dern subbing Virna, but I also don't see Virna subbing Mackenzie. So I see this being a grappling fest because Virna's going to make it a grappling fest. She's not going to give it any other chance. It's not going to be a fight like with Mackenzie that she strikes all 3 rounds, because Virna's not going to have it. She's going to come in, throw a jab, cross, look to press her against the cage, look to chain grapple, get her down. I think Mackenzie's going to kind of go with the flow, thinking once I'm on my back, I'm going to be able to sub her. Wham, bam, we're going to see that 3 rounds. We're going to see Virna pick up a decision that maybe some people think is a sketchy decision. They're going to be saying Dern was working from the bottom. She was throwing up subs. Virna was getting out of them type stuff. But the pick for me is Virna as well. And I might bet this one. I might, just depends on how wide the line is. If it stays about like it is, or even if money comes in on Virna. If money comes in on Virna, I might look to go Virna by decision if I can get a little bit better odds that way. But hopefully just the line itself gets wider and I can just take the straight money line. You know what I mean?
Yeah, another thing I think is interesting is the fight goes to decision line is literally minus 110. It's really hard to see either fighter submitting either fighter. So minus 110, I kind of like it there. If you don't really want to bet Jandiroba, I think that's probably the way to go, because I can tell you for sure Jandiroba is not submitting Dern here.
Yeah, no, for sure, brother. So, yeah, no, we're on the same page here. Virna on the dog. So, hey, shout out to Mr. Fat Fist himself, Nicky Fat Fist. So, he says, smash that like, boys. If you could do what young Nicky nicely obliged, hit that like button, hit that bell notification, hit that sub if you are new. Me and Brady go live. Depending on, like, if there's Tuesday night football, we're going to go an hour before that. If there's no football, we'll go around 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But Tuesday it is. I think Tuesday is our sweet spot, don't you, Brady?
Yeah, I like Tuesdays. It's earlier in the week. We get some early leans out, some early content out. So, yeah, Tuesday's probably the way to go.
Nice. So, yeah, shout out to everybody. Also, guys, we will be going live. Nikki and the boys will be going live on some Tuesday night football, Cowboys versus Ravens. As soon as the fight, as soon as it goes live, as soon as I'm done here, I will be logging off, be eating some grub real quick, 10 minutes, and I'm going to be jumping in on their stream. Brady is more than welcome to slide in. So y'all make sure to slide over there with us, and let's bet these football games. Let's get some props. Let's get some live betting out there. So you can catch us over there after we are done here. So shout out to y'all. Hit that like button. Next up, and real quick, boys, if you're suffering from stress, anxiety, joint pain, Visit Natural Heights at 1880 Nacogdoches Road in San Antonio or call them at 210-592-1060. That's 210-592-1060. Next up on the card, we got Mr. Rafael Fiziev coming in, the minus 160 favorite versus Renato Moicano. The comeback is plus 130. What you think about this one, Brady?
Yeah, I think this should be a really fun fight. Two fighters that I like a lot, so it's kind of hard to pick against either guy here. But basically, what it comes down for me is Fiziev looked fantastic in his last fight. His takedown defense looked fantastic in his last fight, and I think that's going to be a big key here is keeping this on the feet. If Moicano is able to get this fight to the mat, Fiziev's going to be in some big trouble. It's just Fiziev so far in the UFC, 100% takedown defense. The takedown defense looks legit. So if Moicano is not able to get that takedown, I think it's going to be favoring Fiziev a decent amount here. I think the line's a little bit off. I think it could be lined a little bit closer. I am going to go with Fiziev because I do think he's the better striker, but Moicano's no slouch at all, and I think that if he can't get this to the mat, he can have some success, but man, Fiziev's takedown defense is legit. So one thing that's interesting is Moicano has been knocked out twice. He's been submitted once, so Moicano has been finished in all three of his losses, and Fiziev has not had a finish yet in the UFC, but pre-UFC, he has a 63% knockout rate, so he does hit really hard. I'm surprised the finish has not come yet in the UFC, but I think it will shortly. Could this be the fight it does? I think maybe. So I think Fiziev at 8,400 is a really good play. I think that there is definitely finish upside considering Moicano has been finished in all three of his losses. On the Moicano side, I think it's interesting as well. 7,800, if he's able to get the fight down to the mat, I think he can have a lot of a success. It's just easier said than done, you know what I mean? So 50% submission rate for Moicano. Fiziev has been knocked out once. It was like a spinning back kick. That was really awesome to see there. But yeah, definitely going Fiziev here, but I'm going to be playing both sides on DraftKings as I think both guys can get a finish here. But I think an interesting bet would be Fiziev inside the distance because Fiziev, decent power, hasn't shown it yet in the UFC, but it's there. And Moicano has lost inside the distance every single time. So that's a different a bet to look at there, but Fiziev's the pick.
Nah, same here, man. I'm on Rafael. I think his striking is just levels above what Renato's going to bring. And if Moicano can get it to the ground, dude is a submission threat. Dude has good, good transitions, great subs. He loves the back. If he gets the back, he can snap in that rear naked choke. I mean, he has skills on the ground. He has skills on his feet too. He's long, rangy, likes to keep people at the end of a jab, nice switch kick to the body. But I think he's going to entertain the striking enough with Mr. Rafael, and Mr. Rafael's on another level, boys, on that level. Talk about switch kick to the body. Dude has that fast twitch muscle, and he's got the cardio, it seems. Seems like he's probably going to walk him down, take whatever Moicano has to bring, and bring the damage himself. He's going to stop the takedowns, not going to engage in the clinch. If he does, he's got that Muay Thai experience. He can get the Thai plump, throw some elbows, throw some knees, disengage, and keep the fight where he wants to keep it. Only thing is, small cage. Could Moicano cut off the cage? Could Moicano get it to the ground and find a sub? Yes. But we're playing with, it's a guessing game here, boys. And I'm going to guess right now that Rafael keeps the fight where he wants to keep it, does enough to either pick up a decision, finish Moicano one way or another. Rafael right now is the play, and I'm fairly confident on it.
Yeah, Fiziev by knockout is plus 225. I don't hate that.
No, might have caught your eye, huh? Since you didn't have that damn rug in your face, you could finally see a little bit, huh?
I can finally see the hair's gone, so
there you go. You had to get that stuff cut off, son.
I know, right?
Let's go, boys. I see y'all out there. Shout out to each and every one of y'all. There you go, Die Hard MMA Podcast. We got Clintus Maximus out there. Be sure to rock with him. So shout out to you, Clintus. Also, boys, if you want to support the squad, you can go over there to pubsportsradio.com, pick you up some merch for Christmas time. You know what I'm saying? Me and Nikki got the black and yellow hitter, the We Be Pubbin'. They got the Jerry West, the logo. You throw that under a black hoodie, it looks like a black hoodie. We established that the other night on stream. Clintus Maximus, he has his gear over there. That's pubsportsradio.com. Check that out. Merchandise. Go support the squad. No doubt, Clintus. Next up on the card, we got Mr. Ciryl Gane coming in a big favorite, minus 435 on mybookie.ag versus a old Junior Dos Santos. The comeback on Junior Dos Santos is plus 335. What'd you think about it, Brady?
Yeah, I mean, we can keep this one fairly quick here. I've been making a ton of money lately, just fading the chin of JDS. It seemed like a lot of people were on JDS's last fight against Rosenstruck, and Rosenstruck was able to go out there and knock him out. I mean, the chin of JDS is diminishing at this point. He's been knocked out 6 times in 8 losses. And I don't think Gane's like some murderous power punch or anything, but I don't really think it's going to take much here. Gane all day. From a pick perspective, from a betting perspective, I do have Gane in a parlay. The 9,200 is interesting because I don't think if he does not get that finish, he's probably not going to pay that off. But it's JDS. I don't think the chin's there. I don't think it's going to take much. I think he's going to back up JDS to the cage, tee off on him, and probably finish him. So I think JDS should probably hang him up in the near future. The dude's been taking some serious damage, and it's just not a great thing to see. But Gane here all day. Probably my most confident pick, if not my second.
I'm with you, my friend, and Mr. Adonis. I think JDS will get baptized. I think Gane has good technique. He's a heavyweight that fights on the balls of his feet, kind of like an old school JDS used to, you know what I'm saying, on his balls of his feet. Good head movement, good overall movement. Doesn't really strike like that one punch. He has the one punch power. That's not how he fights. He's a heavyweight that likes to throw volume out, nice side kicks. Nice leg kicks. He also has a nice ground game. He's established. He could throw up some subs. I think no matter where it goes here, that Gane's going to get it done. I think probably second round KO, something like that. I think JDS's chin just needs touched, and I think Gane's going to touch it. Even though he's relatively new in the game, I think he's real deal. Do you know, does he still train with Frankie Murder? I know they did train at one point in time.
No, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I know that they were training partners at one point in time. Yeah. They might have went their separate ways, but he's the real deal, you know what I'm saying? Because I remember seeing it. They were talking about how Frankie Murder is the thunder and Gane was the lightning, you know what I'm saying? Because he's fast. He's a little bit faster of a heavyweight. The pick here is Gane. I think he's pretty safe. You throw in a nice little parlay or something like that. I think he's definitely going to pick up the win. So let's see. Next up on the card, we got a banger, boys. Fight of the night potential. We got Tony El Kakui Ferguson coming in, the minus 185 favorite. The comeback on Mr. Charles Oliveira du Bronx himself. The comeback is plus 155. What you think about this one, Brady?
Yeah, so this is the actual people's main event here, and I'm so excited for this fight. The best fight on the card. It's even better than the Figueiredo fight, in my opinion, and just something I'm really looking forward to see because Oliveira has been on an absolute tear. I think he's won like 7 or 8 in a row. Ferguson was on like a 11 or 12 win streak up until he lost his last fight against Justin Gaethje, and I think people are really writing off Ferguson just because he lost to Justin Gaethje after a 12-fight win streak, and he did take a lot of damage in that fight. That's extremely concerning, but the dude's Tony Ferguson, man. He's very durable. He lands a ton of output, and I think that's going to be huge here. So Oliveira, not known for much of a striker, but not known for much of a striker earlier in his career, but his striking has improved a ton as of late. And I just think this is going to be a banger. On DraftKings, I'm definitely going to be playing both sides. I think if this hits the mat, it's going to be very interesting because Oliveira is he's a wizard on the mat. So that's going to be interesting there. I'm gonna slightly lean with Ferguson. I'm not going to bet him or nothing, but I am going to pick him to win just because on the feet, he's going to be throwing more volume. And Oliveira has been finished a decent amount. Oliveira has been finished in 6 of his 7 losses. So I do think that if Ferguson's able to survive kind of that early storm of Oliveira, they can definitely take over late, probably find a late finish there. So the pick's Ferguson. Not confident enough to really bet it because he did take a lot of damage against Gaethje, but I'm going to have a ton of this fight on DraftKings. I'm probably going all in on this fight, just splitting up the ownership with a slight lean on Ferguson. But Oliveira is a really good dog play at 7,600.
Dude, did you give me the Rona through the string, dog?
I might have gave you the Rona.
I hope not. I'm tough, dog. hey, if you're trying to be yoked like that, you can't. You got to go work out. There's nothing you can take to just get that big boy. But if you want assistance to do it, slide over there, bulksupplements.com. Check that out. Use code PubSports. Save you a couple shekels. You know what I'm saying? Get your protein, your amino acids, all the goodness over there. I know Clintus Maximus, he knows about bulksupplements.com. If you missed it 2 weeks ago, he got shirtless on the stream. That's right, dude. Clintus did not care. man meat all showing. Just no cares in the world. Shout out to you, Clintus. Also, shout out to you, bulksupplements.com. To me, I mean, this is a banger, boys. This one right here is a banger. I'm going Ferg because I think he's going to bring the violence. Also, like Brady said, I think people are going to be underestimating him. I could maybe see some late money coming in on Oliveira. But where Oliveira, where the fight's going to go down, I think Ferg's going to win because Ferg's not your ordinary, person on the ground. Where Oliveira is elite, if he gets in a clinch, pulls guard, finds a way to play with you on the ground, he can sub you. But Ferg is elite too. And I think that that Ferg's not going to allow it to go on the ground. But if it does, it's not the end of the world. I can see, some elbows, some blood being shed. I like Charlie O. You know what I mean? Dude's a beast. Almost against anybody else right now. Again, besides Khabib, maybe Tony, maybe even Gaethje. I might even, because I mean, Oliveira's a beast, dog. Nice switch kick to the body, nice straights, nice volume, and dude is a killer. So, not betting this one either. Not throwing Tony in a parlay. You know what I mean? Not anything like that. I'm going to sit back as a fan, enjoy this fight. I hope Tony gets back on track. But I'm not going to be mad if Oliveira wins, man. I like Oliveira. And if Oliveira, what it will mean is if Oliveira wins, that means it's going to be a freaking hell of a fight, bro.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy.
If Oliveira wins, it's going to be bloody chaos. So the pick is Ferg, but I'm not going to be mad at anybody that takes a stab on Oliveira. There's not going to be no jonesing going on, no talking about him, anything like that. So, but I am going Tony for the win. Next up on the card, we got the main event, boys. We got the thing that brought everybody to the dance besides the last fight, and it is all powered by Pup Sports Radio, PSR. That's right. So shout out to the El Jefe Presidente over there, Jeff Slaughterhouse. You can find him on Twitter at Jeff Slaughterhouse1. That's HAUS1. Vice President Preston, that's Preston Ekdahl over there on Twitter. Go rock with both them boys. You can find both them on Talking Hands with me and the Brain this Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, to give our final picks and plays after the weigh-ins. You know how we do it. Be sure to rock with us on Fridays. That's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we have a nice little reveal, we'll just call it a nice little Cardone reveal. That's right. For the people in the know, now you know what you know about it. So you can be sure to catch that debut Friday, maybe at the beginning and at the end of the show. So we got Deiveson Figueiredo coming in the champion, the fastest turnaround for a champion maybe ever. The minus 330 favorite on mybookie.ag. The comeback on the challenger, the young upstart, the assassin baby. The comeback on Brandon Moreno is plus 255. Brady, what you think about this, man? Is this going to be a murder in the first degree like it was against Perez, or are we going to see a nice little fight?
And I think it's going to be a murder, maybe not so much in the first degree, but maybe the second degree this time. Okay. And I really like Brandon Moreno. I really like him as a fighter, one of my most favorite fighters in the UFC, just because you can see the improvements fight after fight with Brandon Moreno. But, man, it's really hard to pick against Figueiredo. A lot of people were actually picking Alex Perez in that fight last time because I guess the game plan was for Alex Perez to take him down, stay safe, grind them out and stay safe out of the first, second round. And then after that, Figueiredo is going to supposedly gas. And I mean, I just think that narrative is like really, really off. I mean, we have seen him slow down in the past, but that's something he's really been working on his past couple fights. He's been getting his weight cuts out of, on control and stuff. Like in the last fight week, last time he said he was like 9 pounds lighter than he was usually on a typical start of the fight week there. So he's definitely making a ton of progress. And yeah, I think if this does get extended, I'm not overly concerned about him gassing or nothing like that. I think it will slow down a little bit, but he doesn't throw much output in the first place. And that's the thing here. And he throws 2.79 significant strikes per minute compared to Moreno's 3.01. And pretty much everybody Figueiredo is going to fight, they're going to throw more output than him. But the problem is Figueiredo, when he hits like an absolute truck. I think he's going to have multiple paths to victory here. And I think the style of Brandon Moreno is only going to play into Figueiredo's game plan, especially with that small cage. Moreno likes to engage into brawls, and of course, that's going to be a very bad game plan against someone in Figueiredo who hits like a truck. Like if he hits Moreno, I know Moreno hasn't been knocked out yet, but I do think it's possible. Moreno's never been submitted before officially. I think he was submitted in 2016 on The Ultimate Fighter by Alexander Pantoja. But yeah, if Moreno wants to take down Figueiredo, he's playing into his game plan. Figueiredo is extremely dangerous on the mat. I have Figueiredo here. I just don't know whether it's going to be a knockout or a submission, but I do see him winning inside the distance at 9,000 on DraftKings. I'm going to load up. A lot of people tried to fade him last time against Perez at that 9,000 price. I was going to load up. Will I have some Moreno? Sure, I'll have some. It's just really hard to see anybody beating Figueiredo in the near future here. So Figueiredo here all day for me. I do have him in a parlay. The dude's 20-1 is one loss to Formiga. And after that fight, he made so much improvements in that fight. So I also heard that he came into that fight with an injury as well. So Figueiredo all day.
There's no reason for me to talk a lot right here, Brady. Fig all day. Dude is a killer. He is what the UFC flyweight division needed. He is a villain of all villains and doesn't care what you say because he doesn't speak your language and he can't understand what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? And he has that valet guy. I don't know dude's name, like his little manager guy that represents Paulo Costa and all them like that. I can't stand that dude. You know what I'm saying? Everything about him is just WWE bad guy, and dude's a killer, and I love bad guys. You know, Figueiredo, the question to me is what round will it be done in? You know what I mean? Like, and also just bet that inside the distance and don't even play with it because he could rock Moreno because Moreno's aggressive. He's going to come in. He's going to entertain the striking because he is a good boxer, but he just doesn't hit as hard as Figueiredo. I think Figueiredo can take whatever Moreno gives. I don't think Moreno can take whatever Figueiredo gives. And the reason you take that inside the distance is because Figueiredo could stun him, hurt him, jump on him, ground and pound him. He could knock him out. He could rock him, boom, one shot, and then he could sub him. Moreno could come in, get an outside trip, and he could just kind of go with it. But all of a sudden come out of nowhere and just sneak over a guillotine. Like, who does that, bro? That's basically what he did to Perez was he went to go get taken down he just reached over and just got a guillotine and then leaned back and had enough torque and technique to finish it that way. That's serious jiu-jitsu. That's serious technique, serious power for the division. The pick is Fig. I'll probably end up betting it inside the distance. I talked to VPP earlier. I think he said earlier, like inside the distance was minus 130, something around that. Pay that, go with it, and collect your money at the end of the night.
I like it.
There you go. So that's UFC 256, boys. Another one up, another one down. Our early leans, how we're thinking, DraftKings edition. You get a little bit of both worlds on here. You get money line parlays, you get DraftKings, you get what we're thinking, but also Talking Hands Friday, El Jefe Presidente, VPP giving you their plays, and they don't bet small money, boys. They bet big money. So be sure to rock with us. Me and Brady, we're also on that. We give you our last final picks, plays, predictions of the whole week right there. Wham, boom, bam. Pub Sports Radio. Brady, why don't you let them know what you got going and where they can find you, bro?
You can find me on Twitter, DFS_numbers. YouTube is DFS by the numbers. I'm going to record my breakdown video tonight, my DraftKings video tonight, post it early in the morning. So really looking forward to this card, and should be a good one here. Especially we got some really good fights, the main event, co-main event, and just some fun fights. Hopefully it stays intact, though. We lost 3 fights last week. Hopefully it does not happen because this card is fantastic, honestly.
It is a good card, and I am looking forward to it. Boys, be sure to slide over in a couple minutes. I'm going to be right over there starting the football stream, Cowboys versus Ravens. The only bet I have into play right now is over 4.5 sacks total on the game. So come over there, rock with us. It gets a little wild on the streams, a little bit more different than this. This is a structured set. We can't really rock with the chat too much. When we're on that football stream, we'll be rocking with you the whole time, plugging y'all stuff. We'll be there from start to finish. So I'm your host, Mo. That's the brain, Brady, over there. You can find me on Twitter, MoScreenFightP1. You can find Brady at DFS_numbers. I nailed that, right?
Yep, you got it.
Yeah, you're damn right I did. You're looking good today, kid. I'm glad to see you back feeling healthy. And yeah, until next time, UFC 256, we'll catch you in just a second on the football game. Peace.